Throughout the show, we've run into a few strange things, but we haven't truly reached surreal and abstract levels of weird yet. So today, let's talk about Hylics. Hylics is a game created in the RPG Maker engine. The software is most notable for some of the horror cult hits that were produced with it, along with a few other games. I've tried a few RPG Maker games before, but Hylics is the first one I've bought on Steam. The game begins with this guy on an island, then he starts monologuing. Oh, what am I doing here? Pull the switch? Okay, now this. Huh. Well, let's check to see what's on TV. Okay, drugs. Drugs are on TV. So I walked around the house and found a few things. A warm burrito in the toilet, ew, and grabbed some toilet paper. Guess we should look at the menus. So our hero's name is Wayne, okay. He's got a gun, no bullets though. Oh, we can wear the toilet paper as armor. Well then. We also found a trash can lid that we can use as a shield. And look at all this great stuff we're finding. I know I'm ready for an epic adventure now. We leave Wayne's house and are able to explore the world map. Let's go, here I guess. Huh, what are those things? I'll try and talk it. Oh, we're in a battle now? Okay, beat him to a pulp, Wayne. Wayne was slain. So, to recap what happened, a guy with a moon for a head goes for a walk and gets killed by a gang of curly fries with legs in front of the parking lot of his local gas station. You get all that? Oh, and when you die, this happens. I've seen actual horror games with less terrifying death scenes. Where are we now? Well, this fish out of water tells me we're in the afterlife. Guess I'll take his word for it. To get back to the world of the living, you select one of the crystals you activated while alive. I explored some more and found a boat, but the gate is closed, so we can't leave for now. There's a city, so let's check that out. Here you can talk to the locals, who either tell you something helpful, or just more nonsense. There's also a few stores to buy items at, but Wayne's life savings aren't much. One of the locals says that there's a cult that won't permit anyone to leave the island. Guess we have our first goal. Also, Wayne's walk cycle is great. We go up the mountain and meet the cone cultists. These guys constantly cast blind on you, so I hope you bought the cellophane item. Combat in Hylics is the usual RPG Maker fare. You have some spells and attacks, but with just one party member, you'll want to avoid these guys for now. After fleeing the cultists, we find a tent and a guy called Daydo's Maloon. But I'll call him Dave. Dave tells us we can find an artifact by digging and we can learn its location via his machine. Just take a nap and it should give us a vision. Okay, seems easy. What's down this ladder? I immediately regret this. So apparently this guy's a sage and gives us a token. If we meet his two brothers, we'll get more tokens. I got the artifact, which is a paper cup. This allows us to drink from the water coolers, which will increase our willpower. Makes sense to me. And after that, Dave joins our crew. With a teammate, it makes the fights a lot easier. About now is when I started catching on to how the game and its systems worked. Whenever you find a TV and watch it, that will teach your party a new spell. Every time you kill an enemy, you gain meat instead of experience points. Throwing the meat into the grinder in the afterlife will increase your maximum hit points. So this is an RPG with literal grinding. It's definitely a strange feeling when this world starts making sense. But I can't say the same for the dialogue, which still seems to be auto-generated. To unlock the gate to leave the island, we'll need to go back to the area with the spiral guys. They're pretty easy now, but the slughead enemies are tougher. Something I noticed while going through the combat was there are a lot of enemies that could use status effects. In contrast, both Wayne and Dave start off with abilities that allow you to do the same. I often put certain enemies to sleep to deal with them later, and tried to confuse large groups of foes. A lot of times I found I had to do more than just mash the attack option, so it's nice to feel involved in the combat. You avoid these insta-death skulls and teleport to the blue plains. I'm always open for more exploring. What is this giant pile of worms? Oh, I think I may have just found the giant flying spaghetti monster. It's also really tough, so I'll withdraw for now. We found the harbor controls, which is being defended by, a thing. After it's defeated, we can finally leave the island. So, as you may have noticed, the style of this game is very distinct. That's actually the first thing I look for when I see an RPG Maker game. Too many times do I see games that just look very boring, but this game really stands out. Everything has a stop motion or a clay look. The background features weird images, or sometimes a parking lot photo. All the presentation comes together and makes the game feel very otherworldly. Now here's a part of RPGs that always excites me, when you get the freedom to explore. You can only land at places that have a dock, but it's still nice. So the game doesn't have much of a story. At the end of each act, this guy comes out and says a weird poem or something. I don't know what any of it means. So what follows is me just kind of running around and looking for more weird stuff around the islands. I found a lot of places that seemed important, but didn't know what to do with them. Like this guy who guards this random lever, or these weird floating shapes. I then discovered a graveyard dungeon. You find this map that tells you the location of these ladders that are under the tombstones. Beneath the ladders are switches that must be flipped in order to open the exit. Add in these annoying ghost enemies that steal your will points, and you get the most annoying dungeon of the game. I still found battles to be entertaining due to the bizarre visuals and battle animations. I especially enjoy the hot dog or burrito ones, but if you find the animations too long, you can always turn them off. The backgrounds are also nice, as they have a strange look to them too. It reminds me a bit of Earthbound, but a lot weirder. The music also has an inherent strangeness to it, but it can become a little grating at times. After opening the door, we find ourselves in another dungeon. I walked into this guy thinking it was a normal enemy, but it spawns tons of smaller baddies. Apparently it's a mini-boss. We kill it and keep going. Hey, what's this thing? Dead. Yeah, get used to seeing that melting face. Once you get past these insta-death guys, you get to Act 3 and find the airship. Now we can explore anywhere. How about we go get another party member? We enter a modern art house and meet someone called Sosimnosa. They left their gauntlets in the basement, and now we're going to help find them. Avoid the skulls, grab the gauntlets, and we got a new addition to Wayne's crew. Let's all celebrate with some hot dogs. Hold on, what? A key to a spaceship? Well, I'll keep that in mind. Let's go check out that huge tower. Seems like we can gain entrance to the lab if we're discreet. Password? I don't even know what any of these words mean. Well, we just killed someone's boss. So you enter the lab and find these machines that convert the creatures in the test tubes into money. And each one gives us 250k. Well, that's our money problem solved forever. Now we can use the spaceship, but we'll want to finish a few things first. To get our final party member, we open up an old vault and meet Pongworm. If you defeat him, he'll join you on your quest. I also went and found the other two sages and their tokens. With all three, you go to a small island and unlock the secret spell, the Legend of Melting. But it costs more will points than I actually have to cast it. I also went and slayed the flying spaghetti monster, but it doesn't drop much. Something I noticed while going through this game was that there wasn't a whole lot of interaction or events that happened. It felt like I'd just enter a place, kill some stuff, and leave. I don't mind it too much, but I wish I'd been able to interact with this strange world a little more. Exploring and seeing the weird creatures and environments kept me going, though I do wish more stuff had happened. Well, I've done everything. Let's go take that spaceship. The ship takes us to another planet, maybe? This looks like the final area. Oh boy, he looks tough. Or not. Yeah, no minor enemies for the final area. You just walk through the suckers. It's kind of refreshing. We come to the end of the tower and meet this orange with a mohawk. Is this the final boss? Seems like it. Apparently this guy's called Gibby? Wait, I remember the narrator mentioning a Gibby a few times. But then again, I usually don't know what that guy's talking about. Gibby isn't too bad of a final boss. I had to heal and revive my allies a few times before I got the hang of everything. You defeat Gibby and get more money than you'll ever need. And everyone gets a level up, despite those not being a thing. However, Gibby rigged the moon to explode if he died. We're on the moon. We survive somehow and find the last lever. And there it is, the end. Well, that happened, I guess. Hylics definitely focuses on its strange and creative art. The lack of a coherent story isn't something I mind, but the lack of interesting events and interactions with the world does. The game took me about 3 to 4 hours to complete, and cost me $3. If you can enjoy something solely for the art, and don't mind the RPG Maker combat that's only serviceable, you might like this game. I enjoyed my time with Hylics, but it definitely left me wanting more. However, there are tons of RPG Maker games out there, so I might do another video on them in the future. But I don't think I've ended the video properly. We need to end with a Hollywood-style ending dance party.